The Correlation-1 Cyber Sentinel Challenge, organized by the Department of Defense and hosted by Correlation-1. During this 8-hour Capture the Flag, I had the opportunity to compete in 5 different categories with varying difficulty. The higher the difficulty, the more points you get. Their goal was to identify individuals interested in pursuing a cybersecurity career with the Department of Defense. My goal was to have a whole lot of fun and try not to worry about the fact that I won't win any of the prize money. My strategy going in was very simple. Do all the very easy challenges first, just to get my feet wet, and then move on to the intermediate challenges of the categories that I felt most comfortable with. As long as I was feeling confident, I would continue to move on up the difficulties until I ran into a roadblock and then would move on to the next category. Logging into the competition site, I decided I would start with the OSINT, or Open Source Intelligence challenges, since I find OSINT the most fun. And I started with... 2 photos are posted minutes apart by someone of interest. One shows them enjoying a slice of cake in a boutique cafe. The other captures a well-known landmark in the background. We believe both photos were taken on the same outing. Can you determine exactly which cafe they visited and where it is? This one seems simple enough, and it would have been had I looked at the flag format, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I loaded the photo of the building into Google for a reverse image search, and I got a hit immediately. I took a look at the information from the posting and thought I had the answer. Not only did I miss the closing bracket, but I also had the wrong building. So on to the next photo, I suppose. I found the original photo. It was taken somewhere called Parker's on Lowndes Street in London. So I put that in and... what? Incorrect. Okay, so apparently those brackets are pretty important. Overall, that one wasn't so bad, so I completely ignored my strategy going into this and moved on to the easy challenge. We were given a ransom note, but none of our files were encrypted. Regardless, could you run it back and see what information can be gleaned from it? I downloaded the file and...
You have been penetrated! We are a group of cyber warriors from Jushe Jaguar. You are infected. Your network, systems, documents, inner secrets, all under full control. You pretend to be innocent company. But we know your lies and dirty money games. We see your crimes. We expose your shadow. We now give you one final mercy option. We hold secret plans, financial crime records, executive communications and data treasure, system controllability at root level. Your time is limited. Clock is counting. To restore order and avoid global shame, you must pay X Bitcoin in 120 hours. Send payment to this link. After payment is confirmed, we will send unlock keys, remove all stolen data from Secure Vault, cease further punishment. If you ignore, all data go public. Systems will be destroyed. Name will be burned in global news fire. No game, no negotiation, no mercy. We are not common criminal. We are mission. We do not bluff. We do not stop. Truth is weapon. Fear is justice.
So naturally, the first thing I did was open up the webpage. It looked like some credentials were required, so I put in a random username and password, seeing if I could glean some information from it. And after nothing happened, I checked the HTML and realized I was going far too deep into the page when I immediately found the flag. Problems in TORbia. Pretty simple, little boring, 5 out of 10 stars. We believe that the TORbians are heavily influenced by North Korean developments and wish to match them. We have suspicions that Jushe Jaguar will try to build out similar spaces to the ones in these pictures. Can you find the coordinates of where these pictures were taken? The flag is any valid decimal degree coordinate notation within a 500-meter radius of the building. The first thing I found when I did a reverse image search of these photos was that the building in question is a computer gaming center with no computers. But it does include a room where the North Koreans can sit and stare at each other, so that's nice. Some of these articles did mention it's a region near Pyongyang, so that would be my starting point. In the photo outside the center, there's this bridge, so I locked onto that, attempting to glean more information about the landmarks in the surrounding area. Using another reverse image search, I stumbled upon a Reddit post that had photos of the area. It looks like they're building some housing around here, so I wonder how much rent costs. Anyway, I had to do a test upload of the audio for that bit, and by the way, I'm definitely on some kind of watch list now. Using the clues I gathered, I'm pretty sure I could have solved it here, but I got way too focused on accuracy. I only needed to be within 500 meters of the thing, but I wanted to find that bridge. So after spending way too much time on this little quest, I decided to let go of my pride and start focusing on these 2 red buildings that strangely resemble, you guessed it, missiles. I then found a whole lot of satellite photos in which I was able to find 2 landmarks to focus on in my search. After locating one of them on the map, I proceeded to look for those missile-shaped silo buildings, and with a bit of digging, I managed to find them, and they were close enough to the coordinates that I got the flag from them. Inspo. Honestly, I had a lot of fun with this one, so 6.5 out of 10 stars. Our team suspects that a Juche Jaguar developer accidentally left something interesting behind on a public site. You've been tasked with examining its structure. Can you uncover what the bots were told to ignore? Start with the usual entry points that a crawler might explore. One disallowed path leads to a page where someone left behind more than just code. This one seemed like I would have to just go to robots.txt to get more info, and after a harrowing experience of trying to type in robots.txt, I finally got there and found the second directory and got the flag. Secret.txt Society, also known as I Can't Type, 4 out of 10 stars. It's not its fault. Agents intercepted an audio file named message.mp3. It plays a single tone, but we have intel that a flag might be tucked away in the metadata. Got it, it's right here in properties. Moving on. Behind the beat. 10 out of 10 stars, no notes. Analysts recovered a suspicious message from a threat actor's social media account. At first glance, it looks like an innocent selfie, but insider reports suggest that a flag might be hiding in the image metadata. Can you extract it? The first thing I did here was check the properties, but they weren't about to do the same trick twice. I tried Exiv to no avail, and then went into Paint thinking maybe there's something I could find there, but so far, no luck. And in a bit of a last-ditch effort, I decided to just open up the file in Notepad++, and sure enough, the flag was right there. No way. It was! That's so funny. Okay, sick. Nice. Hidden in plain sight. That laugh was genuine. 9 out of 10 stars. Our blue team intercepted a network capture file. It contains unencrypted HTTP traffic. While skimming through it, analysts believe someone accidentally exposed their login credentials in plain text. Review the PCAP to find the password that the user logged in with. I opened up the packet capture in Wireshark, did a quick search for pass, and after looking through the 2 packets that showed up, I found the flag. Packet Whisperer. I got to use Wireshark. 5 out of 10 stars. The malware sample doesn't appear to print anything useful, but our threat intel team believes it holds a hard-coded configuration string. Can you pull on some strings to remove it? Yeah, this one was also just open up in Notepad++ and get the flag. Yes, that was in real time. Hardcoded Lies. You guys really used the same trick twice? 3.5 out of 10 stars. We've intercepted a suspicious script file. It appears to be a placeholder for some kind of malware delivery mechanism, but the actual payload seems to be hosted somewhere else. Analysts believe a flag is hidden by this script. Can you locate and decode it? This seemed pretty simple, so I downloaded the code, and inside you can see there's a link, so I very quickly went to the link where there is this text that looks to be encoded with base 64, and indeed, that is all there was to it. Encoded Evidence. This one was very simple. 3.5 out of 10 stars. We've gained access to Juche Jaguar's field reports archive through an operative's use of weak credentials. Somewhere in here, I'm sure some leaked agent stashed the Supreme Leader's secret pizza discount code. Well, who doesn't like pizza? Okay, this one actually took me an embarrassingly long time to get, and I didn't even get it when I first opened up the challenge. I did quickly understand that this is a directory traversal vulnerability, but I couldn't find the flag. I searched the inspector, I looked around the posts to see if I could find some clues, and nothing. And then towards the end of the competition, I realized that there was this clue sitting directly in front of me the whole time. It was the code that I had been looking for. LEET 1337. And there it was! The flag! Field reports Mayhem. This one knows what it did. 1 out of 10 stars. We've intercepted a radio broadcast being bounced off a satellite likely intended for the North Torbian cells located around the world. Do you think you can unravel what they are transmitting? I opened this file up in Audacity and I was met with a familiar sound that I hadn't heard since my childhood, so I knew what this was immediately. Luckily for me, there are decoders online for this kind of audio. So I plugged it in and I got some binary back. I decoded the binary and we were in business. That flag didn't stand a chance.
Listening post. This one brought me back to my childhood. 7.5 out of 10 stars.
I was doing good, I was feeling good, I had run through all of the very easy challenges, and then came what was by far my favorite challenge in the entire competition. I am not kidding when I say that this challenge was a step up in difficulty, and it took me an hour to complete. A new remote IT contractor just onboarded at your company, claiming to be a React dev turned sysadmin out of rural Nova Scotia. Initially, everything seemed fine until the IDS triggered on a script being run late at night. Following the initial link back, things seemed okay at first glance, but clearly something is amiss. The contractor has seemingly disappeared and is not contacting us anymore. Upon some further investigation, their VPN IP kept bouncing between Vladivostok and rural Kazakhstan, and it would seem that they were tooling around and trying to privilege escalate in their new system. Now it is up to you to unravel this failed attack and figure out what this person was trying to do. There are 4 parts to this flag you will uncover as you unravel the mystery. I started with checking out the GitHub page that was attached, looking for anything useful, and since I'm not much of a programmer, I called a good friend of mine who you could say was born to do stuff like this. Unfortunately, Copilot was no help in this department. Instead, I decided to check for changes to the code and found that the QOL script had been modified with this base64 encoded block. After decoding it, I took it back to my friend Copilot to see what information they could give me about it. Copilot was helpful this time and pointed out that the script downloads data from a suspicious URL, so let's go see what this information is. After completely ignoring the giant red screen, we downloaded a log file, and inside the log file was that first part of the flag. I then returned to the script and found another URL to visit. I downloaded the file from /info, which was encoded in base 32. In the decoded code, there was this line.
Do not put passwords in plain text.
Directly below this, they put their password in weakly encoded text. So after cracking that, I got what I thought was the second part of the flag. I found this line with another URL for me to visit, so I downloaded that file and unencrypted it using the information we had found in the last section. In the code, we found this line. So I ran the callback code and got the final part of the flag? I must have missed something. And dear viewer, this is why this challenge took me so long. I went through what I had just done, and then again, and then again. And after a while, I decided that the other flag has to be somewhere. The thing that I had missed, dear viewer, was this line right here. I hadn't noticed that this GitHub user was not the same user that had initially uploaded the malware that I was analyzing. So I went to Supreme Leader Brian's GitHub page, and what did I find? I found 2 files, backup.service and backup.timer. So naturally, I looked at his commits and started poking around, and sure enough, in commit 5E2E2DD on line 10, there it was, the second to last part of the flag. I had done it. I had found all of the parts, and now victory would be... Wait, zoom in on that flag. Closer, closer, closer. Ah, right there. Do you see it? Yeah, it turns out that one of the flags was still encoded, so back to CyberChef I went, Rot 13, and there it is.
Remote help. This one was so much fun. 10 out of 10 stars.
Deep inside Juche Jaguar's intranet runs a custom token-based gateway, protecting their most sensitive files at /secret. We got our hands on a low-privilege account, use it to request an access token, and then find a way to trick the gateway into granting you full admin rights and pull down the hidden intelligence, the flag, from /secret. Good luck, operative. Using the credentials provided, we got our token. The first thing I tried was pasting the token into the password slot, expecting this to do absolutely nothing, and, well, nothing happened. Hey, you can't blame a guy for trying. I opened the /secret site to see what I was dealing with and pasted the token in there, but I knew it wasn't going to be that easy. I brought the token to my favorite chef, and they had something for me. Looks like this was a JWT token. They're similar to the JWST, except they can't take photos, and that's what the S in JWST stands for. photos. I realized that the first part of the token was base 64, and with a quick tweak to match the original, I checked to make sure my new token would still decode, and sure enough it did, so I submitted my token to the site through a curl command, and there it was. The flag was mine.
None shall pass. There were worse ones to end on. 4 out of 10 stars.
In the end, I managed to do 16 of the 23 challenges, and that felt pretty good. And by the time the dust had settled, I had finished in 96th place out of over 2,000 participants. I had a blast doing this competition, and I hope that I have inspired someone out there to go out and try one of these capture the flags for themselves. I'll be participating in next year's competition as well, assuming that it is around, and I hope to see you there.